Well, welcome back. We are back with former Congressman Devin Nunes and Kash Patel, who was the lead investigator for the Russiagate probe. Kash, let me turn now to this trial tomorrow of Michael Sussman. Give us your expectations and how you believe John Durham is conducting this investigation.
Hey, Maria, great to be with you. And look, as a former national security prosecutor, I think John Durham is doing the most methodical prosecution I've seen in recent history. And like we did when Devin and I ran the Russiagate hoax, the best way to convict a target of an investigation, especially of a crime, is with their own documentation. It's to follow the money. John Durham followed the money and connected the Clinton campaign with the lawyers, with the Fusion GPS and the FBI. But what he's also done, just revealed last week that he's going to put on display, are the notes from the FBI themselves. And I want to pause here. These notes were subpoenaed by Chairman Nunes, and they were withheld from us during our investigation. But John Durham found them. And what do the notes say? Andy McCabe and Peter Strzok knew, not after the Russiagate investigation began, but before it began, that it was full of lies and corruption that was paid for by the DNC and Hillary campaign. And I think John Durham's going to put that on blast for the entire world to see. And I think Michael Sussman's going to get convicted at the epicenter of this entire hoax.
Wow. And what about other convictions, Kash? Who else are we going to hear from?
Yeah, so look, I think you know that Danchenko, the source, is indicted. FBI has already been convicted in this conspiracy. But here's the shocking news that most of the world isn't following in John Durham's pleadings. He has laid out a joint venture conspiracy. Those aren't my words. Those are legal words we use as prosecutors that John Durham's placed in his pleadings. And he's outlined the likes of Fusion GPS, the tech executive Jaffe. He has said to a federal judge in open court, that man is still a target of ongoing investigations, as are others in Clinton world that I believe include Jake Sullivan, the current national security advisor, Podesta, Mook, Mark Elias. Look, what he has done is what Devin was championing from the beginning, leading an investigation based on the truth and only the truth and the facts. And he has put the Clinton campaign and the FBI cabal together in Andy McCabe's office with their own notes to go and lie to an American public, a federal court, and surveil a president unlawfully. And then Andy McCabe is quoted in the notes saying, I want this Russiagate investigation to endure a year after it started to perpetuate the lie and the criminality of their conduct.
Unbelievable. And we have a shot of that tweet that Hillary Clinton put out on Jake Sullivan's memo, trying to connect Donald Trump to that Alpha Bank and Russia dealings. Devin, jump in here. I remember week after week having you on this program throughout 2017, 2018, and 2019, and you would say, look, we're asking for this document. They're sitting on it. They're slow walking it. Right. And we covered it every week.
And we still, and what we find out today that Kash just pointed out, these are documents that they clearly hid from Congress. So, right there, what we know today from Durham, if I was still there, we would have more criminal referrals to Durham based on lying and misleading Congress. But let's just take a step back. Why does this matter to the American people, right? We're 4 or 5 years after the fact that this all started. Well, this is a dark chapter of American history for sure. But here, it's a slippery slope, right? In 15, 16, you have the Clinton campaign, DNC. They concoct this, working with DOJ, FBI, the Obama administration. But the media gives them a pass on it, and they were involved in it because they said, well, it's just Donald Trump. And, he should never be elected president, so let's just go after him, right? And we knew that at the time, we had circumstantial evidence. They were trying to hide the Hillary Clinton, servers that were destroyed and the emails. It was all part of a game. And then you go forward, Donald Trump's elected, and then they continue to spy on him. They waste $40 million on a phony Mueller investigation. As Kash and I and the Republicans in Congress led this effort with really hardly anyone in the news media, Maria, you were one of the few that actually gave us time to actually get the facts out. Well, now where are we today? You had a Congress who Democrats did nothing. The media continued to cover up. Judges continued to cover this up. And what does this result in? It results in what you see today, which is now you have leaks from the Supreme Court of the United States. You have protests at the Supreme Court justices' homes. So it starts as dirty political tricks 5 years later, ends up with really just the deterioration over time of every institution in this country. So what Durham has to do here, there's a big load that's on his shoulders that he's carrying because These institutions have to be cleaned up, and Durham is the only guy in position to actually get that done.
Kash, do you think the jury is going to hear the facts? I mean, I'm told that the jury may be sentimental to Michael Sussman because it's in D.C. Kash.
Yeah, but here's the thing, as I said earlier, the documents don't lie. The jury can hear what they want, but they're going to see the FBI's own words, Michael Sussman's own tweets and text messages, and that stuff doesn't lie. We're on a quest for the truth, and that's why I wrote the book, The Plot Against the King, and I hope your audience checks it out. It's a fun story about Super MAGA King Donald Trump, King Knight Devin, and myself, and it's a great read for children and American kids. They should be entitled to the truth just as much as adults.
I'm so glad you wrote a children's book about this, Kash. Congratulations. Gentlemen, thanks very much. We've got more to talk about. We hope you'll come back soon. Devin Nunes, Kash Patel joining us ahead of the first of what will be several trials on the Russia collusion lie.